He killed them all. Hey everybody, welcome to the live stream. Hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving. Alright, so on this week's episode, we're going to be talking about, season 2, episode 2, Love Gods. So I was checking it out earlier. Actually, they did mess with the sequence of the episodes for the season.
Right.
I think originally it's supposed to be Time and Again in World, but they messed with them. I think Love Gods is actually supposed to be episode 4. But so if you want to check out Sliders, the series, it's available on Peacock for streaming, and also I think now Amazon has like a bundle where you can buy all of them digitally for like, what was it? Like,
Apple TV does.
Oh, Apple TV does too. Apple does too. Yeah, same thing for like $25 for all 5 seasons. All right, let's.
Or like $2 per episode.
Yeah,
Like,
that doesn't make
either
any
way.
sense. Yeah, it's like $2.99 an
sense.
episode or $24.99. You get all the seasons in every episode. So that's probably the best way to do it. All right, so actually, here we go. Let's start the show.
What if you could revisit brand new worlds right here from your headphones, where anything is possible? Same shows, different perspectives. We've found the gateway.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Sliding Through Dimensions. This week we're talking about season 2, episode 2, Love Gods. So on this one, on a world where a biological weapon wiped out most of the male population, Quinn, Rembrandt, and Arturo become objects of desire and imprisoned by the government to be breeders. What'd you guys think of the episode?
I don't really know. I don't know how I feel about the episode.
Why?
I think there were definitely some funny moments, but like the ending I thought was kind of like weird.
Yeah.
I don't know. I will get to it when we get to it because I don't want to spoil anything per se, but I don't know. There were certain things that I felt were kind of like this didn't sit well with me. And then it also felt kind of rushed in the beginning, I felt.
What do you mean?
I don't know, like it just felt I mean, we'll go through it obviously, but it just felt like there wasn't any like story building initially. I don't know. It just seemed like it was like scene. But maybe that's how most of it is, and I just don't recognize it. I don't know.
Yeah. So it starts out you look a nice shot of like this.
What's that think about it?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. What was your initial?
Sorry, it's another grayscale episode. I feel like, is this whole season gonna look like this, where it's just it all kind of looks gray and darkish now?
I don't know.
I kind of feel like we lost color compared to the other episodes.
I can't
It was
remember
last season,
but
at least.
I guess we'll see.
I had no budget for color this time.
So it starts out with you get that nice opening shot of like the ducks, like the.
Oh, I'm not saying there's not
like
bad
dwarf.
shots or anything. I just feel
Yeah.
like there's so many like gloomy looking moments. I feel.
Maybe that just has to do with like maybe the tone of where they're
Yeah,
at.
I guess so, maybe because I guess like
Maybe-
Summer of Love to me feels like a very vibrant episodes, and so does the one Luck of the Draw. It's another episode that I feel like both are like really
more color
like
to
a
it.
lot of color. Yeah.
Like maybe I'll pay attention to it a little bit more next episode.
Yeah, so it just kind of shows, you kind of hear them like landing like kind of off screen,
Mhm.
and you can kind of see like the reflection of like the portal on on one of the walls where they
You
come
see
in.
like the light that
You
it
see the
gives
light, yeah.
off, I guess, right?
And you just kind of hear them all come flying in.
Yeah.
And
And
then,
then you hear the professor make mention to how they're always landing on like hard things, which is true. I feel like their landings are always like they're always tough.
yeah, and then Quinn's like, well, the next time it could be spikes.
Oh, I thought Rembrandt said that.
I
Yeah,
thought
I
it was
heard
Quinn
somebody
that said
say
that,
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they get there, they're kind of like looking around, and then I think somebody notices that, there's a lot of like,
Yeah, if you look.
no guys around.
Yeah, if you
It
look,
looks-
it's like
oh, yeah.
it's all women on the pier or the
Yeah.
harbor or the wharf. I guess it is, right?
Yeah.
Fisherman's Wharf.
Yeah, and then they're like, looking around, and they notice like a couple of the stores.
It was like a toy store there. Right?
One of them was Brooks Sisters instead of Brooks Brothers.
Oh yeah,
That's one of the stores. But yeah, they're looking at. And then there's a little girl that they kind of come across, and she looks just so scared of them.
Oh, she comes out of the toy store, and she has the doll and runs into Rembrandt.
Oh, is it Rembrandt? And
Yeah.
she looks so scared.
And he's all like, "Hey, sweetie," and she's all like, "Mom." So
Which
right there.
I guess that would make sense.
Yeah,
No,
it doesn't make sense.
that makes sense. No, I thought that would make sense because it's like, I guess she's never seen a guy before.
Well,
Yeah.
how long? I think that's what later on I started to wonder how long everything. I mean, I guess we'll get to it when we get to it, but I just kind of wanted to see like when it first happened to like how long it's been now.
Yeah. So then she like kind of feels scared, and then the professor is looking at the toy store. He's like, "Oh, you can tell a lot from culture on how they entertain their children."
Yeah. So you notice there's no gun toys.
So we've gotten his perspective of how they view culture because last episode we got Rembrandt.
Rembrandt
Oh, yeah,
was
Rembrandt
television.
Television,
TV,
yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no guns. There's no.
There's no war toys.
There's no war toys.
Yeah, no.
No soldiers.
I think Rembrandt's all like, "Oh, well, look, there's Johnny
Yeah.
Cage
Oh.
from Mortal Kombat, but he's at a tea party or something like that." and then you see like they kind of turn around and they kind of notice like all these ladies just looking
They're
at
crowding on them again.
them. Yeah, and then all of a sudden they just get rushed. A whole bunch of girls just start going.
Oh
up to
yeah,
them.
there's like a bunch, and then Rembrandt makes that like comment of like, "Oh, I must be super famous
Oh,
in
yeah.
this world too."
Mhm.
Yeah, but then they
Of
also
course, he thinks the crowd is for him always, right?
but then they also start attacking
We started being like
Quinn
mobbed, yeah.
and the professor. The professor like someone like grabbing his face. He's all like, "Oh God."
And I do like that shot. There's a shot right where you can tell like it's getting too crazy.
Uh-huh.
Rembrandt being like, "I'm going down." He just like falls backwards into the crowd.
And then the police show up and they take Quinn.
Thank
Rembrandt,
God
and-
they did.
I know, right?
If you think
They were
about
gonna
it,
give
like
you,
I mean, it's a really
ripped
dark
to
situation they
shreds.
were really in. Like you think about
But
it.
it's like all female police officers.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they get taken into custody, and then it cuts to the
The station.
station. And you see like just everybody in the whole.
Oh no, but even
station.
on the way over there, no, like don't they have a video? Like, isn't there a shot of them in the car?
No, that's later when they go
Yeah.
to the breeding facility.
Oh,
Yeah,
I thought
yeah.
there was one where. Oh,
No.
okay.
No, it just instantly cuts
It
to
just-
the
It
cuts to
station.
instantly
the
cuts
station.
to the station.
And you see it's like nothing but female officers.
Oh,
also
you're right.
of,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
other
police station.
females like in custody.
There's all these like wanted posters too that you'll see,
Yeah, you saw a couple of them on the bulletin
and then
board.
like it cuts to them, and like Rembrandt and the professor are like, they're so happy.
Well, they're like what he makes a mention. He's like, you realize there's not a single guy in the station.
They were just like, I know they start talking. There's one of them makes mention that they've like ended up in a world that's like a heaven. Oh, the professor says that.
Oh,
But like they're so happy, and in their mind you could tell they're like, we're gonna be gods here. Like they think like, and they're just excited, like they're ready for what they think is gonna happen.
yeah, they think they landed in a world where there's no men,
Yeah,
and they're like, oh, and then of course
they just think they're gonna have like the pick of the litter, like
yeah, so they think they're gonna have a good time there.
yeah. And Quinn's the only one who's like, maybe we should be like a bit kind
Oh,
of.
concerned because they did arrest us.
Yeah.
And then Rembrandt's like, well, maybe that's for our protection. You saw how the ladies were out there.
They were all just kind of like, him and the professor were like eyeing the whole station, like
Yeah.
they were at a buffet, like they were so like so elated to be in this situation.
Yeah. So then
And then they're like being interrogated.
the chief calls them in to I guess like the interrogation room, and they're like asking them questions like, oh, how did you, like, where are you guys from? How did you guys avoid the virus, and then they start like joking around.
Yeah.
Yeah, I felt like they were yet again. They've gotten themselves into a world where it's kind of like female
Oriented.
and they're still kind of like mocking
Them, yeah.
Yeah, right. I thought that was really weird. They were like, "Huh, don't be worried about how we got." Or they're like, "How did you survive?" They're like, "Oh, we had our vitamins."
They
Like,
start laughing.
yeah, it was really
That's
weird.
right, yeah.
It was really weird. They were still kind of like, I don't know, a bit condescending to the women officers. I don't know, to the female officers. It was kind of weird. It was funny though. Like,
and then she's all like, "Oh, I want some serious answers from you guys," and then all three of them make a comment like, "Oh, we're here to help, willing and able."
oh yeah,
and
they
stuff
all
like
they
that.
go
I
they
forget.
go where you got us like ready, and the other one goes willing, and the last one goes able. I forget
It
who
was
said
Quinn.
who.
It was
Quinn
Quinn,
says
yeah.
able. But yeah, I think it was. I guess the professor maybe said ready.
Yeah.
He's like, "We're ready," and then you hear Rembrandt's all willing. It made me think of that episode of Futurama where they get stuck up.
Station?
Yeah, like that was exactly I think what they thought was gonna happen.
So then the Quinn's all like, "Well, are we being charged with anything?" He kind of stands up, and then the chick's all like, the sergeant. I guess she's the chief, right? I guess she's probably the chief.
She's probably the chief, yeah.
She's like, "Did I say you could talk?" And she like kind of grabs him by his hair and like sits him back down.
She gets kind of rough with him. She grabs
She
him.
manhandles him.
She does, and she makes mention, I think, to the fact that he's the youngest one.
Oh yeah, he's like a little boy.
Yeah,
Yes.
she's all, "If I wanted something from you, little boy," or something like that, and she starts,
Mhm.
and she really like gets, she really like pulls him down by his hair. I wonder if that was planned.
Oh, like for her to like grab his hair?
Yeah,
Maybe.
I mean maybe, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, they make mention to the virus.
Yeah, you don't know too much about it yet. I think it comes in a little
Oh, I
bit
think
later.
that's when they,
Yeah,
with
and
vitamins,
then
and then they're like, that's when they go like, "Oh, we took our
This
vitamins."
other lady comes in, and she's all like, "Hey, that's enough." And then she like is gonna take him into her custody,
Yeah.
and then
Oh,
that's
the other
when
thing
they-
too. That's how that was when they're like questioning them, and they say the whole thing, right? Like Rembrandt is like literally like rubbing his hands, like he's getting ready. Funny.
So that's when it cuts to them, and they're in the van. They're being like taken
Oh,
to
that's
the
okay.
to the breeder facility, and then they ask that lady, the one who like got them out of there. She's like, "Oh, are you with the FBI?" And she's like, "No, we're with the." What was the acronym?
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know.
Oh, I don't remember something about repopulation, like
Yeah.
Bureau of Repopulation. So it's like
What was the
BRA?
BR,
BRA, the BRA.
something like that.
Bureau of
BRA.
Repopulation, BOP or something.
Bureau of Repopulation.
I don't know. I forget what it was.
Institute.
But it was something like that. Yeah.
BRA.
They come up on this facility, and I think on the front of the sign
BRF.
it says repopulation.
Oh, and then I was wondering in that camera or in the van,
Uh-huh.
who is that camera?
Well, there was a bunch of
Is there
news
TV?
crews. There was a
Oh.
bunch of like news crews like out front.
Oh yeah,
and
yeah.
they
Oh
were,
yeah, it's trying to like
getting shots
record
of
them. And they say like reporters to bring it up.
Oh, in there, yeah.
Yeah.
And then I don't know why I just wrote my question here. I wrote, "It's normal?" question mark.
Uh-huh.
And I have no
I don't
idea
know.
what that meant. But then it cuts to Quinn being like graded, I guess.
No, not yet. You're
No?
jumping ahead. Yeah. No, it cuts to Wade, and she's at the Dominion Hotel.
Right, which is where they had
Oh.
yet told her to meet them
Yeah.
back there.
Yeah,
Which
you're
one,
right.
And then there's like a line of girls there, and Wade's trying to figure
Oh,
out what's
that's
going
what
on.
that's what my note's about. Because she was like, "Oh, is there like a
convention or
or
something?
something?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I guess they're taking summer applications for
Breeding?
for like breeding, like
What
it's like
did
a
they
lottery
call-
system.
Yeah, what I forget what they called it for.
I forget. Oh, on a side note, I forgot to mention this. Wade had mentioned that they're on that world for 3 days and 6 hours.
Oh,
Yeah.
3 days. 3 days?
Yeah, 3 days and 6
3
hours.
days and 6 hours. Oh, you're right. I think when I was watching it, I thought it was 6 days. Maybe that's why I felt like it was rushed. was like I thought it was 6 days,
Uh-huh.
and then there's mention and later on in the episode of like we have 30 hours, and I was like, damn, what the heck happened for the rest of
No,
the
yeah,
week?
this one was it was 3 days and 6 hours. So then Wade's trying to figure out what's going on, and then it cuts to Quinn, and he's kind of like laying down on the table, and then
I know, like he's like on this table being examined. He's like naked,
They do
and I
like
think
that,
he's like covering himself, right?
yeah, because they were
It's like,
doing that
they
like
make him
that
cough.
the physical for the hernia test.
Oh
They
yeah,
have
yeah.
him
They
cough.
make him cough, and
Yeah.
he's like covering himself.
And then he gets up and he's in his underwear, and then the
That
chick's all
poor-
like, he's
Shaved.
prime grade A,
Yeah, grade A status.
grade A status, and then
So then they're like, we're gonna start him 5 times a day for the first week,
yeah. So like,
and he's
I
like,
guess he's gonna
huh?
be sleeping with 5 chicks
Just
a
a
day.
week? Holy
And
shit.
this is when they start to go like, even yeah,
Well, they pump him with pump him with hormones. and
Yeah.
stuff, too.
like yeah,
They give
like-
him shakes and stuff.
yeah, they go into the they cut to like the
Viagra
gym.
shakes.
Yeah.
Oh, he's all like, they said something. He was like mad about being graded like a piece of meat,
Mhm.
right? But I start to go like, so is he sleeping with these women, or is he just like making like depositing a sample?
No, because
no.
we learn later on.
Yeah, we find out that it's like no, that he has to like sleep with a woman.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like these
they
people
have to
are-
physically do like the act because they don't even know anything
About
about
that.
in vitro
Which is
fertilization or
crazy because I
anything
feel like
that.
it's like why
Like,
the fuck
I
is
thought
no
it
one
was-
studying this?
I thought
It's
it
not
was-
like the virus was as recent, right? Like if they were like so early on, it felt like it was only pretty.
I guess in this world they're not that advanced as far as that type of like medical
guess
And
procedure.
I wonder if they mean. I wonder if the bottom line is like because most of the men were wiped out. Like women couldn't figure out how to do IVF. I don't know. It was really
I don't know.
weird.
It was weird.
They were struggling.
But it makes me wonder what Rembrandt and the professor were graded. They never showed.
I know they didn't show it. I'm guessing.
We know.
I'm guessing the professor was not graded highly
Oh,
because
yeah.
he cuts to the gym, right?
Yeah.
And like you could tell he's upset because he had to take a
Shake.
protein
They forced
shake.
him. Oh, they brought him up
Yeah.
in Amazon. Yes.
Oh yeah.
And that lost all his interest in nurse fantasies.
Yeah,
'cause of
he's like
that.
any fantasies I had about nurses have like been like killed.
Yeah. Well, when that doctor said that a week, that's when Quinn mentioned like,
Oh, we have to
"Oh, a
leave.
week's not gonna work for us. We're just kind of passing through."
Oh yeah, they don't understand. They haven't gotten it through their head yet that like no,
Yeah.
you're being imprisoned in here.
Yeah. And then she's all like, "Well, you're gonna have to change your plans." And then he's all like, "Well, are we prisoners here?" She's like, "Oh no, you guys are patriots."
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's like that was the other thing too, where I'm just like, they literally put you in a van and sent you into
Yeah.
this like
Like high security.
yeah, like that's what
facility.
you saw the gates. Like I feel like you would have been like, hold on here.
Yeah.
This doesn't seem right.
Yeah. So yeah, and then it cuts to like the gym, and then you kind of see like, oh, which a really nice facility. I wonder what
Oh
they
yeah, I
used
was
to shoot
wondering what
that.
they were the shot
Oh, I
this.
know.
It was
Yeah.
very nice. Like,
Do you think it was like a hotel?
Maybe.
Because it just seemed like
I would have thought like an actual medical facility that just happens to have a gym or something.
Maybe. Yeah.
You know, just
And then they show this big old bulletin board. It says breeder of the month, and it's got
And
the
it's like
same
the same
guy.
most of there
Except for
are
one.
a
the most
couple
recent
of-
one.
Yeah, there are a couple of like other pictures, but it's like for the most part he's like the one that gets it.
Yeah. And then well, I think Rembrandt starts talking to Rembrandt. I'm sorry, the professor starts talking to one of the other guys there. Because like there's like a bunch of guys kind of like doing like
Oh, working out
that thing
differently.
where they're like whipping each other with the with the
that thing was
thing,
really weird.
with the towels.
They've had into the gym, and then it's two dudes just like they're whipping each other with their towels like back and forth.
Classic, man.
And I was like, I don't know, what a weird activity.
Well, the other guy wasn't up for it. He's all like, "Yeah, you fucking."
No,
I
it
think
was-
it was the other
No,
guy.
it was one guy. One guy was working out, and then I think he ended up getting hit by those two guys who were
Oh,
like
okay, who were like
goofing
kind of
around.
messing around.
And then he was like, "Hey, I guess one of them was the main guy. One
Yeah,
of them
he was
I forget his name.
Trevor Grant.
Trevor Grant.
Trevor Grant.
He's
Yeah.
like the Australian guy. He's the one who's on the Breeder of the Month board all over
Yeah.
the place.
Yeah.
And
He's Australian.
he's Australian. And then I guess that's when the professor starts talking to him. He's like, "Oh, what is that? What did he say?
Like, what do you have to do
to be a Breeder of the Month?" And then I guess they were saying that he had 215 confirmed pregnancies for the month of February.
256.
250?
I feel like 250.
Oh,
I
I
feel
wrote
like
down 215
Oh, 215? Oh, I feel like
confirmed
my subtitles.
pregnancies for that month, which is
256.
crazy.
That is
Crazy.
like
Either way, it's still a
two-
crazy number.
that's-
Yeah.
What is that average?
There's
how
no
many
way he was
times-
producing that much
Yeah.
sperm.
Like, how many times is that average? So that's the month. There's
Yeah.
only 30 days.
How
in the
many of
month.
those kids
February does
are
that.
like
Isn't there 28 days in February usually?
Oh, is it February?
Yeah, February.
Yes.
For the month of February.
It's
Oh, for the
27
month of-
days?
So
That's
that's
what they mentioned.
28
That's short.
days. Well, we don't know if we don't. I guess we don't know their system of months, maybe.
Yeah.
But how many times a day is that?
250. Oh,
No,
215
Somebody do it. On
divided by 28.
Hold on.
Like, how many times is he like
A
sleeping
week.
with a
Well,
girl
that's like.
and like confirming a pregnancy?
So
you
every
said
day.
215?
Each day?
Yeah, 215 is about.
Let's say it's so
Divided by
February
28.
28. That's 7. That's
Round up.
That's 8 times a day. That for every single day.
There's no way he's not tired.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Maybe he doesn't like. Maybe he's like it's a 1 minute, and then he's done, and then someone else comes up, and then someone else goes. There's a gap. I guess we don't know how long
that's
he's.
Like, that's every
Oh,
single
but you know
day.
what? How do you gap it out? If you
I
gap it
don't
out throughout a
know.
day,
I don't know.
4 and like.
They gotta give him like at least a little bit of time in between.
Yeah, he
each
probably gets
one.
like a good decent break.
That's like every 3 hours. That's if you're not sleeping.
I think he could do it.
I don't know.
I think he could do
That
it.
don't know
means
what
and that's if you impregnate
Every
single
single.
person.
That's right.
you're
We only
sleeping
know
with.
of the 215 that he has impregnated.
No,
we don't
that
know
seems
about
like
the
too much.
others.
I know.
Yeah, I doubt he's
Well, they're
like,
giving
successful
all those
each
shakes.
one.
I don't know why they're hitting the gym up. Honestly, like, fuck,
You gotta keep your
man.
I'm
stamina up,
surprised
man.
Yeah.
he's got any
The stage,
energy
he's like
left
actually go to the
be
gym.
whipping
I know, right?
That's crazy. I didn't. You know what? The math didn't even like. I thought that was his overall
No, in a month.
number. I didn't realize it was a month. Oh my god.
Yeah, so then,
Well, these numbers don't seem right to me, but
so then Rembrandt and Quinn kind of meet up with the professor right there in the gym.
yeah.
They start kind of walking and talking. I can't remember what their conversation.
No, they're
was
talking about him. They're talking about Trevor
they're talking
Grant.
about
That's
Trevor
where that
Grant?
conversation comes up, and
Oh,
then that's
okay.
when the professor brings up like how that's not good at all. That all
Yeah.
these, yeah,
Oh yeah,
genetically.
And then
Um,
and that's when you kind of realize because the guy does mention something about him being Australian
hmm
and about how I guess everybody like your country tends to like want to keep you, right?
Yeah, so I think
And you
did he defect or did they capture him or something?
He
I think he
defected.
defected.
Yeah, he
Oh, okay.
defected.
So he decided to come over here.
Oh, I think it was like the Australian guys kind of because the guy makes mention to like, oh, like that's how it is for Aussies or something like that. Like
Yeah,
they get treated maybe a little bit better.
maybe. So then it cuts to them. They go to the sauna. They decide to go take a sauna.
And their sauna is incredibly weird, by the way, because it's like
has
this fucking
different-
roads, or not
Yeah.
roads, but like
It's
it's
like
weird
rocks and,
lumps.
like-
But no, it's like they're connected though. Like it looks like
It
there's
was
dips
very,
in and shit. It's
I
like
think they try to make it look like a natural, like if
Like a
you were like
fucking
in
rock
a
In
hot
formation?
springs or
hot
something.
spring, maybe.
Yeah,
yeah.
But that's when they start talking about why they're like what
Like, what
happens,
happened
like
there.
what came about.
So apparently Iraq released a virus
Oh, that's right,
that
yeah.
attacked the Y chromosome and almost wiped out all of the men.
yeah.
Except the Australians.
But I
I
guess because
think
Australia
they were-
was
or they got the
island,
least damage from it.
They got the
Yeah.
least amount of damage. I
Shout
guess
out.
the smoke cloud they said right. Like
Yeah,
they were far enough to
They were
where
far
the smoke
enough where
cloud
it didn't really affect them too much,
Mhm.
which is weird because they're still like
But they still have
doing
yeah,
like
there's
a facility, like a breeder facility over there as well.
yeah.
Yeah. So then,
I think they ended up becoming kind of-
11,000
like
man.
they ended up
become like a
becoming a
superpower.
superpower.
Yeah,
and so
That's why. Yeah.
And so, is this the second time that they make Australia the enemy?
Why
Do you
didn't they make
remember-
Australia the enemy before?
In Summer of Love, no? Weren't they?
I think Australia is brought up.
Who were they in
Yeah.
a war with?
Oh, there was it was territories. It wasn't it the North. It was like it became North Australia and South Australia. That shit.
And
Russia
I'm
owned, like,
I'm like,
Russia owned like a part of it or something like
Yeah.
that. Yes.
That's weird.
I'm like, yet again, they're like,
Yeah.
they're like, put Australia.
And then you
It's-
find out. Well, I think it's brought up a little bit later, but Mexico has no forced breeding.
Oh yeah. That's well, because the guy who's
It's the
talking,
fucking.
the guy who's like
It's the plot of
talking, he
the
kind
Forever
of like
Purge.
Everybody, we're escaping to Mexico.
Yeah.
It's kind of brought up the guy's like, hey, here you guys also want to leave. His sister and that's when he
sister and
brings up
his
his
wife.
sister and his wife are.
We get his name, by the way, don't we? Before
It's,
do we not get his name until after
we
he
do
leaves?
Get his name.
He's got
David.
no names.
Is it David?
Yeah, David. Is it that? Is
Oh,
it
yeah.
that
Oh,
one?
that's the
Yeah,
other thing
yeah.
too. So I kept waiting to see him, right? Because this our little wanted posters from them.
Yeah.
But I was like,
I think it's the same actor. I think they just used a different like shot of him on that one. Like his hair is
Because
longer.
His hair is longer.
he
Yeah.
doesn't look like that at all in the episode.
It's probably
I
just-
kept waiting for him to show up.
I wonder if they shot like they did that shot like for this, and then they realized, oh, we're gonna do his hair different.
Maybe. But I was like,
But they didn't want
the
to.
whole time I was like, when's that dude showing up?
yeah. So it's him. Yeah, David.
Yeah.
And so yeah, him and his sister and his wife are
They're
gonna.
gonna escape
get out
into
of
the
there.
wood. Like, yeah, they're gonna go through the woods and they're gonna
He has to
like-
leave a
So
signal.
he's all like, do you guys?
I don't know what the hell the signal was and how you got it to them.
He's
but-
all,
I know, right? 'Cause
Yeah.
they never like
They didn't
show like
specify. Yeah.
they're not there in that facility for too long because like right after this,
See,
sauna-
that's
Immediately
why-
this
that's
case
why I
is
felt
like-
like, and then it was like straight into these. That's why I felt like it was kind of like rushed.
was it that night, right? I would
Yeah, it
assume
was like that,
night.
and then they were already escaping, and then they were like, and so I was just like, well, they're really going through this
Mhm.
quickly. But I
Yeah.
guess if they only have 3 days there, they have to, right?
Yeah. So then it cuts to it's nighttime and it's all of them like going through like the woods and stuff like
I'm
that.
surprised he like I mean, obviously it's because of the script, right? But I'm surprised he trusted them enough to be like, "Hey, I'm freaking out." Like,
Because I think
Well,
he
he
had heard of
overheard
them
their
wanting, they
conversation.
wanted to get out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
mhm.
So he's like, all right, he obviously knew he wasn't gonna be able to get out by himself.
Oh,
So he would have to
do you
have
think
found
he
somebody.
knew he needed somebody to
Well,
like?
how
help
else
him
was he
over the
gonna get
wall?
over that wall? Yeah, when they get to that wall, there's
Oh,
no.
damn.
I don't think he would have been able to get up there himself.
See, even my little note here. Episode feels rushed.
Look, man, they got 3 days. They gotta get out of there.
It's like they're arrested. They're in there. They're breaking out.
Yeah, so it's them like going and they get to
That's
this
great
wall.
timing, though. That's great timing and great luck on their end.
Oh,
Yeah.
that they had found someone who wanted.
That
Yeah,
it
right.
happened.
Trusted
I
them
know.
enough.
It just worked out perfectly.
I know, but
Um,
they're running into the.
So then it cuts to the front gates. I think a car had just gone through the gates, and then this chick just like starts running, and then the cops see her and they all start chasing her, and
Yeah.
this like a whole alarm sounds, and I guess that's a signal for them, that they can.
That
get out
was
of
like
there.
that. Yeah,
I'm
that
guessing
was
that
the
was the sister.
diversion. Yeah,
Yeah.
I hope that was the sister. Because
Uh.
then when they get over, so they get to the wall and they're all climbing over the wall.
Yeah,
And I think who was the last one? Rembrandt.
yeah.
Oh yeah,
So
because he
they're
was
trying to, like,
struggling.
lift
Yeah,
him.
it's
So
originally
they kind of
just.
use the professor as like a booster.
Yeah.
And then I was all like, I don't know if I'd be able to lift up the professor.
How did he end up
How
getting?
did
Because
the
he
professor
got
go
up
there?
before Rembrandt.
He
Because
went
he
up
ends up
before
helping
Rembrandt.
Rembrandt get
Yeah.
back up.
Yeah.
Apparently, Rembrandt was the hardest one to get up though, because it took
He
two of
had like a
them.
weak grip because he was like,
Well, that's not really
It took
odd
Quinn and
angle
Professor to bring up
to-
Rembrandt.
It's one. I think it's an odd angle to get right.
Yeah.
Yeah, over the wall. You're trying to get a good grasp on the hand, not just like the little tippy fingers, right? And I doubt the professor has very long. I feel like Quinn would have a long
longer
arm.
reach, right?
Yeah, but I feel like the professor wouldn't have a good.
I mean, you
reach.
kind of end up getting to see his reach when he tries to reach out and grab
I know,
Rembrandt.
so I feel like I get why it would be hard to pull him up, and it's a whole.
But,
he doesn't have a boost. Like it's a whole like heavy person.
did Rembrandt didn't help boost up the professor?
I think
Maybe.
I'm
He would
sure
have to.
that. I don't think
He would have had
It
to.
was so dark, I could barely see
Yeah.
anything in that scene. In all honesty,
I don't think. I mean, I guess the professor's a good climber too, huh?
Yeah. Well, he got up pretty.
Yeah.
It seemed like he got up pretty quick.
That
so.
one was like he was on it.
And then this car, you see like it goes to a shot, and you see that car.
Car comes, and then the
Like,
guy
skidding.
runs in. Oh, I know. She's
She
like,
did like a quick little
She did.
slide turn. It was
she
that.
got
That's
her e-brake on.
it looked like a older like Ford Escort.
Oh, really? I
Yeah.
don't know. I'm not good with cars. You know this.
So.
But
you
he
know, they
runs
get-
in
they get
there,
Rembrandt and like he runs it first, and then he.
and he immediately starts
Starts
making out with
making
that
out with
woman.
her.
So that's why I hope the sister was the one who.
And then
ran
everybody
into it.
jumps at the car,
Yeah,
and
that's
everyone's
the
like, "Man,
sister.
we ain't got time for that."
Oh my God. He's the last one. Yeah, it's true.
So I'm guessing the wife was already expecting like company, because otherwise she would have been like, "Who the hell are these people?" But she made no
But how
mention
would
of
he
it.
know that? See that? Okay, so this is also why I wonder how long. What is the timeline between when the virus was released to now? Because he had a whole life.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming.
I told you, I think it was only like pretty recent. I don't think it was that new of a thing. You know?
Yeah, it would have to have been pretty recent for him like to have a wife still and everything.
Yeah.
Would have met her before.
Yeah.
So then that car just peels out, and then the police happen to see him, and they're like, "Oh, I think we got some escapees."
Oh yeah, they happened to see
The car.
She
take
should
off.
have gone
She
slower.
should have went slow,
I know.
but she's like, fuck it. She just peeled out.
I know.
And then it cuts to
But that's when you find out. So she was denied. She was denied her application.
oh yeah, because like
You would
this
think
is
they
when they get
would've-
to the house.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you
Well,
think
no,
she
she
would have had
tells
a leg
you.
up.
No, they told you. She told you what the qualifications were to get in and what
You
they're
have to
looking
be
for.
pretty
and young.
And
Oh,
young.
yeah.
That was.
She wasn't ugly.
Yeah,
though.
she looked.
But
she
she
looked
was
fine.
she beautiful? Was she beautiful?
model?
They're trying to build.
Yeah,
a
she wasn't
master
model.
race, so
Yeah,
they
yeah.
want hot models.
Mm-hmm.
That is weird. That would be.
Wouldn't that just make model children? Like that's not what I want. It's not what we
That's
want.
Weird. I guess they took the opportunity to be like, we want a country full of only hot people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I feel like you're. I don't know. I don't know. I just think it's. I think it's weird. Again, based on the timing.
250. You know what? I just realized, like, bringing up first, it brings up how this isn't good long run for all these people to get
Yeah.
pregnant. But now I just realized like why it isn't like long term. Like at some point, you're gonna have people sleeping with each other who are related.
Yeah.
Because their father
Yeah.
was.
That's
all
the
that.
other thing.
That's what he meant by that. Okay.
Yeah, that's
okay.
what he meant, because he was just like, your gene pool, you're not like having a diverse
Gene pool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
So that's why I'm like, oh, I feel like there should have been more calculated, I think, matchings instead of just like hurry up and try to get as many women with this guy as possible.
Yeah.
Because you'd have to be like, okay, well,
I feel like.
and then
you
I
would-
wonder, do you stick? Does one woman, like, is your application only for this guy? I wonder
No, I
if you
don't
can
think so.
request.
I don't know. I don't know. They never show that side of the process.
I want to know details of this breeding facility.
So then they're there at the I guess at David's and his wife's house.
Yeah.
And they're trying to figure out, okay, we need to get a message to Wade to get her here.
And
then
they have no idea where she's at.
No, they
well,
do.
no, they know. They
They
know she's
know.
at the Dominion.
Yeah, they
Hotel.
told her. They had told her in the beginning.
Oh, did they?
We'll meet up. At
Yeah,
the
so I
Domino
think they used the wife
for the Dominion.
like to make the call
I
initially.
think so.
But
Yeah.
Oh, that's when we see the little Chia Man commercial? I
no,
think.
not yet.
No?
It cuts to the Dominion Hotel.
Yeah,
And you
Wade.
can see the chief of police is there, kind of like reading a paper, kind of like, because they know that Wade is. They keep on calling her like their handler. Remember?
Oh yeah, because they think
Yeah.
she's like
So-
smuggling her in.
The chief of police is there, kind of like watching her, and also that other chick, that Australian chick.
Uh-huh.
We
Is
don't
there,
know at this point.
Yeah, well, we don't know who
yeah.
she kind of popped. This is the second time you see her, because you see her the first time. When is it?
I didn't even know she was there.
Yeah, they show her one
Just
other
never
time.
seen
I forget when the hell it was, but the Wade's there, and then the receptionist says, "Oh yeah, oh Wade, you have a phone call."
Oh
You can
yeah,
take
that's
it."
right. She was just like, if only they knew we felt bad for them or something. That's what that she
Oh,
makes
yeah.
when she tries to say like she's a sympathizer for the men.
Yeah, for the
In
men.
yeah.
Oh, because she saw the paper. There was an article on the paper or something like that.
Yeah.
So then she gets the phone, and then she's like, you don't hear the other side of the conversation, but obviously she's talking to one of the guys. She's like, "Well, where are you guys at?"
Yeah.
And then I'm guessing it's probably them telling them, "Oh, where she was." So she was obviously going to go and meet up.
Do you
with
think
them.
that gave her away?
I
Where are
think
you
so.
guys
Where are
at?
you guys?
Yeah. Did they say gals instead? Where you gals at?
Where are you gals at?
At?
Where are my
Yeah.
friends at?
Yeah.
And then it cuts to the house, and that's when it cuts to
Oh,
the commercial of the Chia Pets.
The Chia
The
Man.
Chia Man.
Chia
Which
Man.
I didn't really understand.
No, it
Because
doesn't. Yeah.
The more you, so it's a little, so it's like a little chia pet, right?
It's
But
like
it's
in
the
shaped
shape
like
of a
a
man.
man.
like that with his hands on his
And
sides.
so where you would normally place the chia seeds is his body. It's like neck down, right?
Yeah, all over his body.
So, but then they go, the more you water him, the more you'll grow. And they
The
have
more
like a
he'll grow,
short
yeah.
one and a tall one.
Yeah, they're trying to show you because they bring up if you
Some
like
women
your
like them
man
tall,
a
and some
composite
women
or like
yeah.
like pocket size, whatever.
Yeah.
You know.
Pocket
But
size
I'm like,
chia.
wait, so are you growing the figure or are you growing chia seeds?
You're growing the
Oh, you're growing
figure
chia
and
seeds.
chia seeds.
And
I don't know if you can
also
grow the
what are you
figure.
gonna do with this little man?
Yeah, you grow the
statue?
figure. Because you can get two comparisons of like
Oh,
how
really?
they look grown. It's a
Yeah.
bigger one and
Oh,
a
that's
tiny
weird.
one.
I wonder what it's made out of.
That's
Because it looks
right.
like it's ceramic.
Well, why would you want? I figure, why a little man and a little man
Because
that's
some women like their men pocket
not. I
size.
know, but why? But why would you want
Compact.
that?
Compacted. That's what it was. Compact.
A little compact. But why would you? Why would you want a doll of a man? That like table size.
I don't know.
It
It's
doesn't make any
just
sense.
it's just something.
They're
to
so
pass the
they're
time
so
for
in
them.
dire need.
Of
men.
men. But I figure, I don't know. I think maybe it would be more of like, instead of selling little chia men, you would sell.
I just
like,
think of the women are so horrendously down bad because they're not getting any. Like you gotta think about it, you have to sign up.
There's other women though in this world.
Oh,
I feel like
yeah, like some of you just feel lesbian.
yeah.
You're so right. Wait, yeah, I'm
I
actually.
feel like that would be the case, right? Like, but then also I feel like you would, instead of selling
There's
little
probably
chia
a
men, you would sell like
chill women
chia women. No,
for
like
our
a little-
lesbian
I
friends
can't
out
think
there.
of the word.
Get them. They're chia women of their
I
dreams.
can't think of like a dummy, like a dude.
Oh, like a sex doll for a dummy,
What are you talking
for a man, the man sex doll. I guess
I mean,
so.
if you're gonna
Yeah.
from that to a chia man, I feel like
Yeah, I
you
feel like if I'm
know,
buying the chia man, I might as well buy the
like,
fucking
if
man
you're
sex
so
doll.
desperate that you're buying a little chia man. You
I
might
don't
as
know.
well just buy. I don't know what they're called. I can't think of the word I want to
I don't know, but I want to know who
Who's
who
making
shot
money
these,
off
who
that?
shot these videos.
Oh, I
The
know.
small
but
infomercials
somebody
for like the
else's-
show
It's
itself.
probably a small
That's
crew.
true.
This is like a really small
You
crew
know
of
what?
like
I
3
didn't
people.
think about that, but that's true. They have to film all of their little
Yeah.
TV segments.
Yeah, just like the one in Fever, that little infomercial for like all the
The sick ones, yes.
the alarms and the
Yeah.
soaps and all that. Yeah,
I think
for
it's-
infomercials.
Yeah.
I wonder who came up with all of those.
And then you see I was trying to read what it said on the cover of the TV guide that Rembrandt was looking at, but then he was getting a kick
Oh.
out of it.
Oh, the
'Cause
shows.
He was naming
Oh.
the shows, which
Yeah.
was what was the first one he said?
And again, he's been
Oh.
condescending, like, oh, look at all these shows of women. Like,
Yeah.
he was
I'm like,
oh,
what?
he's like,
It was-
get this. It's a fresh
Oh, beyond
princess.
the beyond times is some shit. I can't remember what the
Something-
start of
I
it
can't
is, but
remember
it
what it
ends
was.
like the beyond times.
And then you had Hanging with Mrs. Cooper.
Oh, yeah, that he got a kick out of that one. He's like, hanging with Mrs.
That's
Yeah,
right.
and
Mrs.
and
Cooper.
the Fresh Princess of
And
Bel Air.
Bel-Air, yeah.
So it's all like very women centric shows.
But it's
now.
like, well, yeah, 'cause
Obviously,
their main
yeah.
demographic- their
Oh,
full demographic
Demographic
is
is
women.
women.
yeah, then why not like do like
And also, they don't have any.
I guess you know what I think
Popular
the thing is
love.
that
They
like
could do,
women
like-
women can do.
they could dress up like
Yeah, it's
guys.
like when we did plays and women weren't allowed to be in plays and we dressed up.
I know, but like, it just makes sense that it was like the stories that you tend to want to see the most, right, are stories that you can relate to.
Uh-huh.
I guess.
So
That's such
why
a-
wouldn't most of
Okay.
your shows be geared towards
don't-
the female experience?
I guess. I don't know, but sometimes you just want to watch
I
a
mean,
show,
there's like women
whatever.
directors that direct things that aren't
True.
particularly the women experience.
But I think
you know?
they just obviously, I don't know. I'm like, why are you guys so condescending to these? Like, why do you guys hate these shows so much?
Yeah.
Come on,
Yeah.
Rembrandt.
So then, the professor's looking out the window, and then Quinn goes to get some juice.
Oh,
Orange
Yeah.
juice.
This
Yeah, get some
part,
orange juice.
I think this part is the part that I thought was. I felt like the wife was acting kind of weird towards him.
Why?
Oh, I thought he was. Yeah, there's the line. Oh, gee, what the fuck did she say? Something about it looks like you got what you were looking for, or
yeah,
something.
like
and
it's just this weird.
he's
Like,
like,
in my head, I
yeah.
was like, is she trying to hit on Quinn?
Are you
Like,
coming after me? Because I can't tell.
I literally can't.
Just let me know.
But yeah, for a minute there, I was like, is she eventually gonna try to come on to Quinn?
No, that's someone else.
Because she seemed really
He's A.
worried about him. Like she seemed very concerned about him.
Well, he's 8th grade, you know. So.
I know. She's like,
I
this
heard you're
definitely
grade A.
I know.
He's like, my
She's
guy's
all-
grade B.
Yeah, but most got beamed. I don't know. I was like, she seemed really concerned, but maybe she was just concerned about him. I don't know. She seemed concerned about Rembrandt, the professor.
Yeah. So then Quinn kind of gets like worried because Wade hasn't showed up yet,
Yeah.
Oh, he's about to.
and
Yeah.
he's about to leave. He's putting on his jacket.
And she's all like, that's again that whole speech where she's just like, are you sure you want to do this?
Yeah,
And
and
I
then
just want to go to Mexico with you, my husband.
the professor's all like, he's like, you wouldn't last out there. What does he say? He says
don't know.
something. He makes a
Just make like a retort.
he just tells him, it's not a good idea to go out there because he would probably get caught so quick. But he does make a comment.
Oh,
that I
like
thought-
a pork chop being put into a piranha
tank.
tank.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yes.
I know.
was
I
good.
just remember her being like, if they think you're gonna defect, she tells Quinn like, if they think you're gonna defect, they
They're
shoot
gonna
to
shoot
kill.
to kill. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I remembered that part.
Yeah. So right as he get into the door, that's when Wade she gets there. You kind of see her they show her kind of heading over there, and she knocks on the door, and then it looked like she did a secret knock or something. But then Quinn was the one who opened the door, so I don't know if they told her to do that.
Maybe
If when she got there,
I
Oh.
didn't even realize the knock. I just remember she got in there.
it was like a sequence knock.
Yeah.
It was weird. But then they got there, and she's all she's like, "Hey guys," and then they ask her, he's all like, "Oh, you have the timer, right?" She's like, "What do you mean? I thought you had it." She's like, "No, you had it last."
Oh,
And then she's all surprised. And the professor's all like, "What the fuck?"
she got me too. I was like, oh damn, where's the timer?
yeah.
I got really worried for them.
And then the couple shows up, and they're like, "Oh, this is Wade
Ooh.
Wells, our tormentor."
Yeah, you know what though? That's the thing. Oh, one thing that struck me is when she, because he's worried about her. When she comes in, they're all happy. Quinn gives her such a big kiss on the cheek, a very audible, and I was like, have we settled their love story yet, or no? Are they still kind of
they're still kind of
maybe-ish?
they're still. I think the whole thing was. I remember. I think
They're the only
they had brought it
constants
up
in their
that
lives.
they were
yeah.
gonna kind of not do that right now because they're trying to, with all the stuff going on.
That's right.
They would
And he
it
was
would be a
like,
good idea.
that's true. So I was like, wait.
They're
what?
like Kyle and Maxine in Living
I
Single.
know, huh?
you know?
Will they? Oh, will they? Won't they?
So they get there.
Oh,
and
and then
they
that's-
do
yeah.
the introductions, and then all of a sudden you hear like police show up.
They just kick in the.
Well, they don't
Just
kick in the
bust
door
in.
yet, but
Isn't it long?
you
Like,
see
you hear
the sirens, right?
Yeah.
in the lights.
And that's what they're like. We gotta go. And
So
to
they
that
go upstairs.
secret-
He
Very,
turns a bar, which
in the
then makes
closet?
the
Oh, yeah.
closet open
and then
up.
opens it up.
Yeah.
Very much
It's
a
such-
little hidden little room,
I think
Anne
this
Frank
is-
style.
I think this is a very common hidden room
Tactic?
tactic.
In what?
In
what
the
other-
it's always in the closet.
we
and
turn a thing to
and
then
when
open
they
it?
get in there, they fix the clothes again to look, and then they
Yeah.
go in. And so then I was like, if you
Is that what he was
so
doing?
if you had a secret room in your house, do you think that's the route you would go?
A
I
closet?
didn't even. I thought he turned. He doesn't he not really? I thought he turned the wooden pipe.
Yeah,
I think
He does turn it, right?
He does
Okay.
turn it,
Which
but
is
it's
unlocks
always-
it, right?
I feel
Okay.
like I've seen that. Bless you. I feel like I've
Sorry.
seen that several times where it's always in the closet.
I've seen it in the closet. I've never seen a pipe turn that then opens the closet.
True.
That was
But
new.
if you had a secret room in your house,
No, it's too common. Why would you? That's not a
What would
secret
you
room.
do?
That's not- oh,
or
I
would
don't
you
know.
go bookshelf? You know how you open the bookshelf and that's the door to the secret room.
I like the bookshelf, but I feel like everybody kind of knows or like thinks so. Like, oh, look for the secret.
I find
that
under
opens
the
the door.
bed.
You do under the
Under the bed
would
is
be
always
good.
a solid.
That would be hard to open.
But then you would see like movement marks from the bed.
That's true.
Oh, that's true.
There's that, yeah.
I guess that's the easiest way to go, right? Is inside.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So then the cops just come in. They don't even knock. I think they just bust the goddamn door
They
down.
just
Yeah, they
do
immediately
have a
like they have a
warrant, though,
battery in
don't
there.
they?
Yes,
They
yeah.
did have a
Good for
warrant.
them, you know.
But yeah, they just bust in,
Mm-hmm.
and then they're about to leave. Everyone's like shh, right in the secret room. They're about to leave. And I think this part was really funny. So they're like, all right. And she's like, I'm gonna sue you guys, I'm gonna sue everybody. And then it was like, okay, they're heading out, and then she turns and she sees the bathroom and the toilet seat was left up. And so she's like,
that's like a dead giveaway.
obviously there's dudes at this house.
I like how that's like, oh, there's Judy here because the toilet seat's up. Well, how do you know she wasn't cleaning it?
That's what I would have got. That's what I thought in my head is I would have been like, I was cleaning the bathroom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But still,
Nuh-uh.
I
Nuh-uh.
think they were just fishing.
Do you?
Yeah, I don't think they actually knew.
I just really wanted to destroy it.
For sure. Because like even like they were saying, oh, he's like, how do you even know this is the right house? And then the other chick's like, well, it is dark out there.
She immediately pulled it. Yeah, it is kind of dark out there. You're right.
Yeah.
I didn't think about that, but you're right. You should say that.
Yeah. So then like the
Oh,
guy,
and then
they
they
hear that like, oh, they kind of know that they're there because of the toilet seat thing, and they're out, and then they're like,
yeah.
oh, let's go out through the attic or
And
something.
then-
There's like a ladder inside that room.
Yeah. And then the wife immediately gets arrested.
Well, they took her into custody because they don't know for sure. They just have a obviously
hunch.
I feel like, but they still didn't find. I don't know.
They
I
didn't
feel like
find
that
him.
should be wrong.
Because then the other chick shows up from the repopulation facility. She's like, "Oh, you let them get away?" She's like, "Oh, we didn't let them get away. We're doing a house to house."
Oh. No, she also makes that mention where it's like, oh, you let them get away. She's like, no, the detention center.
She's like, you let them get away. I'm trying to get them back.
Yeah. I thought that was a good retort to her. That's good.
You can tell they don't really like get along.
They just have to deal with
I think
they're
that's kind of-
probably lovers, to be honest.
I know. Do you I wonder if it's like the same thing like you see in cop shows, right? Where it's always like
Oh, like
the
you're like,
local
oh, you're in
cop
my
doesn't like the
jurisdiction.
FBI. Like,
Maybe.
which I never understand either.
They're in their territory.
Yeah, like, part of me would be like,
My part town.
And like, are we working towards the same thing? Everybody always wants the credit. That's what it is.
maybe that's what it is. I'd be like, man, let them deal with it. Let them have the headaches of this case, right?
Yeah.
I'd be glad when the FBI would step in. I'd be like, oh my god. I'm
Yeah,
done.
go ahead, take it. I don't care. I'm going home.
I know.
So then like they get out. It doesn't show them like climbing down or anything like that. But like they're like going through the bushes and stuff like that, and they start going down the street. Then you see like this van pull up, and then I'm like, oh, I thought it was.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I thought it was them from
That's
the
the cops?
facility.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, that's it.
But then they get out and they have like these red berets on and everything.
I still thought they were the cops.
I know,
was
right?
Like,
Like a
oh,
special
yeah.
tack unit or
Yeah, like, oh,
something.
it's a SWAT force, all right.
And then I guess we kind of surmise later on that it's the Australians. So they go and they start chasing
Oh,
them.
now I get it. It is the Australians.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Australians.
I think I thought it was the cops, and then I saw.
That's what I thought at first.
Yeah,
too.
and then you see the people come out with like
Their rifles.
their rifles, and the
Their little
outfits
darts?
were different. So I
yeah.
thought it was like some sort of.
And
you're
then
right,
there
it
goes
was the
Quinn
Australians.
getting tranked again.
No.
He got shot and knocked. Well, but then the professor goes
There
back.
were rifles with blow darts in them?
Yeah.
Is that what it was?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Well,
they
that
shot him.
makes
I thought maybe
sense.
they
It makes
had
sense.
blow
They
darts.
don't want.
They kill them. Yeah, they don't
want
want to kill
the
them.
guy,
Yeah, they just
right?
want to catch.
Well, that's not true. Well, the obviously do because they have a shoot to kill.
That's true.
Bingo.
But like the
That's true.
Australians probably they want their DNA.
Yeah.
So,
Big jeans.
they do, they want their genes. But and then the professor immediately wants to just start striking these women down with like a branch.
Oh yeah, he runs a branch.
like-
I like that they are kind of scared of him for a second.
well, yeah,
Which is
very
crazy.
true.
Motherfucker, you have a gun.
Oh, it's only a dart gun though.
Yeah, but they know they can take the shot easily. They got so much to choose on to shoot at, man.
That's true. It looks like it takes a while for it to kick in.
Well, oh, I guess it
though.
depends where you got hit.
Because
Which honestly doesn't make
Where
sense.
did he get hit? In the
Okay, he
shoulder?
gets hit in the shoulder, but he's skinnier, so he absorbs that way more faster than the professor should be. absorbing that.
but he went down quick.
Yeah.
I like he's all like, all right, women. He's got that
I
big
tell
old
you,
stick.
he was like ready to like. He really wanted to let him down.
And then, so he went down pretty quick, but then
Doesn't make sense.
Quinn was able to get away. I don't know where he went.
He gets
but
down like a slight hill.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
there's a car that pulls up, and kind of it's some other lady. She's like, "Get in."
How did she know that?
I don't know.
I think that was just random
that
chance.
whole storyline, and this is the part that this
Makes
is
me
where
feel
I
weird.
start to know- This whole storyline is when I'm like, I don't know how to feel about this. But how did she know he was?
I think that was
I
just
think
random
it
chance.
Was it
Just
just by
random?
chance?
Yeah,
Just
just
by
by
chance, yeah. And she saw
By
him.
chance, she saw a dude.
She's
and
She's
she
like, I've
was
been
like,
looking.
I
for
gotta bang this
stray."
guy.
Finally.
So then, like, he gets in the car, obviously, because he's just trying to get away from whoever else. He's like, all right, I guess I'll take my chances. And he just kind of hops in.
Yeah.
And then it cuts
Oh,
to like
okay.
a
I'm like,
morning
where am
shot,
I?
and you see like the Golden Gate Bridge. What's a nice shot?
You get a nice shot,
It
like the
was a very
forest,
beautiful-
like it
I
goes.
guess,
I love
yeah.
the way like it goes from the river and then it cuts to the pipe of the. Oh wait, no, I'm thinking of a different shot. Never mind. That's a later shot, but there is like you get a nice shot.
But yeah, so
Yeah.
we
It's
It's the
that lady
house.
that picked up Quinn.
Yes,
She's got a
yes.
nice place too.
Yeah,
Like a
she
nice
really
place.
does.
That's
I mean, we
what I
know,
wrote down.
yeah.
What a view!
Yeah.
that house had like a beautiful view. Like what? I should know. Quinn
I'm
was
sorry, we're
there.
looking at the chat.
I know. There's
Um,
no way she. That's what I'm saying.
um,
I feel like, and like I said,
Rev
maybe
Chin?
it is just like
There's no way there
she
was-
saw a dude. The woman.
the woman.
The woman.
Yeah,
So,
I don't know how she would know that he was there too. I think it was just kind of it's supposed to be random.
Maybe
I
it was
guess.
just like right. Maybe it was just like Xander
It's just
said,
random.
Just right time. She was at
Yeah.
the right place at the right
She's
time.
like, oh man.
I know.
Yeah.
She could send him 10 miles out and drove over there. But yeah, so I was like that. What a house, a beautiful house, beautiful
Yeah,
view.
it's very.
Yeah.
And then
And it
Quinn
looks like
is-
she like stripped off
is
his
he,
clothes.
yeah,
too.
he's like topless.
I
right?
know. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah.
I was wondering if this is gonna take a really dark turn,
I was
like
I
that
was
shine,
did
like that
she-
Stephen King story.
Oh,
You know
no,
the one?
she's like
Misery?
her mom.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, so and then she,
It
but then
didn't, though.
she seemed to know him somehow because she's like, you
No.
don't recognize me?
Well, no, because she's
I
just
think
a public
it's not
figure.
Just because like she's famous.
Oh,
because
just
of
because
the,
she's faint.
she's like
oh.
she's like kind of like a Mrs. Fields.
I was
I
gonna
have no idea
say,
what
that's
Mrs.
what-
Fields looks like.
I don't know
though.
what Mrs. Fields
Oh,
looks
I
like
know what
either.
Mrs. Fields looks
It's not
like.
like Mrs. Buttersworth.
But yeah, I
Oh.
thought that was really weird that she was like, "You don't recognize me," and he was like,
Fucking-
"Oh," and then he's like, "Oh, you're the woman that my mom used to buy her coffee cake from all the time." Or something,
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, I forget what she said her name was.
But that's
Let me
funny.
look
Like
it up real quick.
like probably 2 or 3 seconds before the scene, I thought to myself, like, you know what's weird that they don't bump into people that they knew in their past life.
lives.
And then this happened, and I was like, "Oh, there we go. Okay, I guess they do."
Yeah. I
But
mean,
yeah, it
I
was
feel like.
her coffee cake that the mom would always buy.
So then she's talking to him. Oh, or like he tries to get up and train, like and get dressed so he can go.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's like obviously still affected by
Yeah.
whatever they shot him with.
Rhino.
What are my
I'm
notes?
sorry, I'm trying to find what her name was. It's gonna bug me unless I figure it out.
But
It's like, oh,
it's something Hill, isn't it?
something. No, I'm thinking of
Beverly
something
Hill.
else, I think.
Beverly Hills. That'd be pretty funny. But no, yeah.
Oh, and then it cuts after that. It cuts to the professor.
Yes, yeah. Honestly, like I feel so sad for him. Honestly, like because he doesn't want to.
He doesn't
He
want to.
doesn't
but the funny
want.
thing is,
I just
like,
love his sigh of like, damn.
he's
Oh,
like,
did it cut to?
It cuts to
yeah.
him in the.
They
He's
brought
in
him, like, a bunch of stuff.
the consulate
The
of
consulate,
the
Australia.
Australia's
what
consulate.
do you think I wrote there?
Shit, I don't know, man. I
Think
can't read your writing.
about something.
You did right clear, man.
But yeah,
Oh, well, I think the chick was like, "Don't even think about defecting" or something. I don't
yeah.
know.
So the
Yeah.
consulate.
But yeah, so they're in the consulate. So they're
She just says her
She's-
character's name is Jane. but I know she had a last name.
Yeah.
Jane
Hill?
Fields. Jane Fields.
Jane Fields.
She's Mrs. Fields.
But yeah, and so
I didn't
he's
even write down.
talking
She had like a ton. She went from like
to
one big person
the
to
redhead chick.
Yeah.
Who is like the
She's
I don't
talking
know.
to the
She
Australian
part
woman.
of she part of the breeding facility there or
I think she is somehow in charge of
Charge
the
of it?
Australian one.
okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
But
she's
so
talking to him.
she's talking to him about like, don't even think about leaving here.
Yeah, and she walks out of the room.
And then, then bring the tray, and then she goes.
Oh, make
She's
sure
like,
to have
make sure
your
to eat your
Vegemite.
Vegemite because it increases sperm
Sperm
count
count.
or
Yeah.
something, right?
Oh, it's just it doesn't. She doesn't specify that it increases sperm count, or like that
She,
Vegemite
like,
itself.
implies
It's
to
just
it,
like in
right?
general, yeah,
Yeah, I know.
yeah.
And then what is it?
It's the guard, like the female guard that's there,
yeah,
like
so then the female-
locks the door.
She locks the door behind that
Turns
person,
around.
and then she immediately starts
Sun-
unbuttoning
Yeah,
her jacket.
she's undressing.
So you know what's.
You know
and
what's
then
gonna
she said
happen.
Something like, I remember she
I
said
don't
it.
think she. She
No,
doesn't.
she
She doesn't say anything, and you
I
just
say it all.
you,
yeah.
yes, and you just hear the sigh.
Someone in the chat saw like, does the professor ever get down with any women in this episode?
I think that's what.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's what it's
I think
Right
it's
there.
implied that
forced.
she
He is
definitely, like,
forced.
He's
It's
forced
fucked
to.
up. It's fucked
But
up.
I'm like, this is when you guys were drooling over this idea at the beginning of your trip.
See, I don't remember like that. I thought they were immediately annoyed and just for making
No,
jokes.
they
and
were
that.
like,
Oh,
That was
they
on
were
one side of this.
hungry
Maybe I
for like
just-
what was gonna happen.
oh. Did you
Yeah.
guys make mention? Sorry, I missed it when you guys were talking. Before the conflict thing, it was Rembrandt and Wade in the hotel room discussing how they're gonna.
Oh, they're gonna get
Oh,
them
that's
out.
why I
This is
remember
honestly
that.
the
That's
whole
kind of-
storyline of them trying to actually get them out. I was not paying attention
Yeah, I
to
know,
it all.
was
I was
just-
like, I don't
They're
care.
trying to figure it, yeah. And then that's
Oh,
when they
yeah, yes,
decide,
yes.
oh,
So
they're
then
gonna
it
they're
was-
gonna defect, and then they dress up Rembrandt as. Like, a
That's
woman.
why.
Yes, that's right. That I do remember. I locked back in for that.
So this whole time I was okay. So they were talking about, oh, maybe we're gonna defect. Like, I think it's time for us to defect. Oh, see, that's what it is. Wade and Rembrandt and Wade think about defecting.
Oh,
That's
okay,
what I
that's
wrote
what you wrote down.
But this whole time I was like, why didn't they just dress up? This is a perfect opportunity for them to dress up as women.
Yeah.
And then we'll get to
And then
Yes.
they defect and Rembrandt comes out in like a dress. But I was
Yeah.
like, they should have done that from the beginning. Like,
yeah, and then David was like, "I'm not doing that," because
oh, and then
he got he has his own like.
He's got his own
plan.
thing going on. Yeah.
He said
but-
he was waiting for like a call from his lawyer. 'Cause
oh
he was
yeah,
waiting for a
yeah.
call from
They had,
somebody
yeah.
because he was I don't know he was gonna try to figure out something. I'm
I know
not sure
'cause
what.
his wife's being held.
Yeah, his wife and his sister are both in custody.
And his sister?
And his
Yeah, because
sister,
she got
was the
custody
one
when she ran
when she
into
did
the facility,
the
the breeding facility. Remember?
Oh,
Like,
she did, like-
so obviously,
from back then.
yeah.
Oh.
yeah
I thought maybe they just let her go
no,
yeah so
with a warning.
no.
I think they asked Trevor if he wanted, like, gave him like one last chance. Like, are you sure you don't want to?
You mean David?
No, I'm good. Yeah, David.
He's not.
Are you sure you don't want to try to?
And then he's
break
like,
it?
"No, I'm waiting for whatever."
Yeah.
So then they decide to go down there.
But yeah, so then the whole thing with the professor then happens,
Poor guy.
and I'm like, do you think he did? Like, do you think they went? Do you think he was forced to?
Oh yeah,
I think so. I know.
that's funny. And then that was funny how Rembrandt didn't want to shave his mustache.
Oh
yeah,
yeah, he's had
then
it since
he
he was a teenager.
He's had this. He would have
What
grown
a
back in like
stash!
a week.
No.
I don't know.
Oh,
He
your phone
wouldn't.
died.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
Oh, it did die. Oh, there goes the chat then.
That's
But
cool
yeah,
on here.
Oh, maybe.
I think so.
we cut back.
And so then Rembrandt, yeah, and then it goes back to Wade and Rembrandt, and then they're going up to the consulate, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah. They're going
yes.
because they're like, and he's.
They were
dressed-
gonna. Wade's going in the turn in Rembrandt, right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
as like.
they're walking and he's like all bundled up and he's like, "Oh, it's cold." She's like, "I told you to wear the
Oh,
pantyhose."
I told you. She's like, I never thought I'd hear anybody say that to me
Yeah.
ever in my life. But yeah, so then they go, and so they're like, oh, she's trying to tell him like, oh, they want to defect,
Mhm.
And then even in this world, that the woman, the guard's all like, who would want him dressed like that? Like, who would want a man
Yeah.
dressed like that? And I'm like,
Fucked up, man.
what?
That's fucked up.
And then so like they go to like the front of the consulate. They want to talk to like the main chick who's in charge, and then she sees that redhead chick. She's like, "Oh, it's you." She recognized her from the
Yeah.
hotel,
Mm-hmm.
and then the professor notices them from the window and starts like banging on the window.
Oh,
Yeah.
he's silhouette of him.
And so
going
she thinks.
And then they're like
Oh,
all
maybe
bussed
that
in
was before.
with guns drawn.
Maybe she
The
got there
silhouette?
before.
Oh no! Sun
Maybe
was
she got
up.
there
The
before.
sun was up when that happened.
But,
it was nighttime already.
Poor guy.
And so then
This is when they say like, okay, so like we want the
Oh yeah, what did she say?
they want the professor back, and they're also asked about Quinn Mallory. They're like, who's Quinn Mallory? Then they find out they don't have Quinn Mallory
Yeah.
shit. So they're trying to figure out what to do, but they already have a plan and device. Like if they got separated, they were supposed to meet behind the statue in the park at a certain time.
Yeah.
So
So then they go. So she's trying to
broker a
persuade them,
deal.
Yeah, and so then she was just like, okay, how
What
about
if we
we
get
give you Trevor Grant.
Trevor Grant? Yeah.
So
we
she's
come
like,
back.
that's what she says. She's like, instead of an overweight Briton, a transvestite American,
An
and
overweight
an
Englishman.
overweight Englishman.
Yeah.
And they're you could tell they're both like,
True, but cold.
it's so sad. And then it gets back to Quinn and that woman, right? I think we go back to that.
Not quite yet.
Is-
because
That'd be so scheming.
it's morning time and they're gonna do their whole deal. And then it does cut back to them, and then she's
Okay, this is
like,
where you
Quinn.
get the shot. This is the shot I was talking about, where it starts off and it's the trees,
Oh, yes,
and it's the
yeah,
river, and
yes.
it kind of goes down, and it
And
scoops
it's like
back
they're
up,
on the
and
balcony.
you see the pipe, and it's him.
Which was, I mean,
Great shot.
Where is she living at?
I don't know,
It's
but it's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. She lives like next to a mountain.
So you can kind of surmise that like she's like
She
wants
wants
a baby. She wants
Quinn.
She
him.
wants
DNA.
him.
She wants him to
Wants
give
that grade A
baby.
meat.
And she's real pushy about it. Like she was very.
I
demanding
need
of
this.
it.
I may not never
Yeah.
love a man again, but
No,
I can
know
still
she was
love
like,
a
I'm
child.
fine. I've made terms. The whole speech I didn't like. She was like, I've made terms with like not having another man in my life.
But
She's
she
like,
wants somebody to love
but
her.
not to have something to love and to love me back. I thought was like a really weird line.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Like, I don't know. It just felt like she almost wanted to have this kid to like fill a hole in her life.
Mm-hmm.
And
Pretty
I
much.
didn't like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
It just didn't sit well with me. This
Yeah,
whole, like,
and I
spiel.
forgot to mention that they had mentioned that her husband died
Oh,
of
the
yeah,
virus. Yeah.
and that they waited to have kids because they were busy getting the business off the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they never got that chance.
And then she was denied. She
because
knew
she's too old.
she's too old, so they
wouldn't
wouldn't
approve
her
her
application. But
application.
she was just like, and he's like, no, like I don't want to have a
No.
kid if I'm not going to be in their life.
Yeah.
And she's like, who cares? He'll have a mother who loves him. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just felt like he told you no.
Look, she wants that baby.
I know, but like
Needs-
he told you, like you're pressuring him
somebody.
to do this. None of that felt right to me.
Yeah.
Which is why I was like, I don't know how I feel about this episode. That was really weird. And then
And then what do we know? And then we cut back to what was
to
it?
the trade, right?
Yeah.
Where they're like meeting under
The meeting. Yeah.
Well,
is
no.
that what was going on?
I feel like she kind of talked Quinn into like doing it.
Well, you know, at the end, we know at the end, definitely.
at the end, I feel like
definitely.
it pointed to like him.
I feel like her argument was good enough for him to finally
He's
accept it.
hard.
It wasn't even the
Alright.
argument. It was, well, I guess the favor. Right?
Yeah.
The favor.
Oh yeah, she was all like, "You can."
I'll help you
She's all,
if you do
"Yeah, I'll
this
help you
favor
if you
for
help
me.
me." Yeah.
She's all, you want to get out
She's
here?
like,
You're
what do
gonna
you
have
mean?
to-
That was the other thing where I was like, it's very like pro quo. I don't know. I don't like
Yeah.
this.
Yeah, so then it
Quick
cuts
protocol.
back to the hotel and they get David involved and she's like, I think I can get a deal to get your wife back. And then he's like, well, do you have the ability to get us our freedom? She's like, I think so, but you're gonna have to take a leap of faith. That's all she says.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which I did not surmise what that meant at the end. And then we'll get into that. But I
Yeah.
was like, that's not
Oh,
what I
yeah.
thought they meant by that.
Yeah. So then it cuts to It cuts to
Right,
her
and so
like
then
walking. It shows Wade walking. I don't know where she was going because it just kind of shows
To
She's
meet
gonna-
up.
she's gonna
to
go
meet
with
up.
the-
She's
with
gonna
the,
meet the breeder and the
policeman.
police.
yeah, with the police.
Yeah.
woman.
And they're gonna broker the deal.
Come on.
So she's kind of
So she was all like, "You can expand your gene pool
Yeah.
with the
with the three breeders.
with the three breeders
instead of
versus just
yeah.
or patriots, as I keep calling them.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Patriots versus the one patriot that you have that apparently is already sired like
yeah,
a litter
whole
of
bunch.
yeah.
1,000 and something.
Oh no, she like threatens him too. She said there's
Oh.
an Australian spy on the inside
With a
Oh,
mumps.
that's
that's
right.
gonna inject him with the mumps virus and he'll become sterile.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Is that happens when you get mumps? You can become sterile.
I don't
Oh,
know.
I don't
know
know.
if
I
that's-
would look it up on my
I was
phone.
gonna say,
Yeah.
like in Brooklyn Nine-Nine, then he wouldn't be able to have a kid because he had the
Oh.
mumps.
Oh, both of them did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe that's one
I
side.
don't know. Maybe it's a possible
I don't
side
know.
effect. Well, then they're all like, well, then we'll just pull it all the girls that are gonna see him. She's like, well, then that kind of defeats the purpose.
Yeah, like it's either I mean it would. So
Yeah.
they're all like, fine, we'll do the trade.
Yeah, so she sets up this whole trade like under this bridge, and then it's like the whole like first it cuts to the Australians like, why are we doing this deal under this bridge? I don't know. Wade said that's what the Americans wanted,
Yeah, and then,
and then
this
this cuts to the Americans saying the same thing. That's what the Australians wanted.
Was Wade in that car?
No, she
initially?
wasn't.
No, right?
No.
Okay, that's what I thought.
So then they get there, and it's a whole trade off. The professor gets out of the car and Rembrandt with the Australians, and they bring Trevor Grant.
And
And
then
then
they
the
were
other
like,
chick's
I
all
thought
like,
you
where's
said
the
3.
3? And the other guy, David, pops out of the bushes, right here.
So weird. He's
like,
all, hello there.
Oh, I'm right here. Sorry.
And then
He
starts
runs
hugging
over
his
and starts
wife.
hugging his wife.
Yeah.
And then so they take Trevor Grant, and then the Americans like are radio in to get the. Oh no, I think
Is
the
that
van
why-
rolled up.
Is that why? Is that why she wanted it under the bridge? Did she know they were gonna have bad reception?
Maybe I don't know if she thought
She's lived there
that
long
per
enough,
se.
you know?
I think she
Or
just
was the
thought it
bridge-
was close to wherever they
The
were gonna
meeting
go.
place
The
was?
meeting place was. So they all David's
tells-
like it's like
He tells
oh
the wife,
on
wait
our-
for my
wait
signal
for
or
my
something.
signal.
Yeah.
And then they start running. And which the Australians were fine, they got what they wanted. They took
Yeah.
off.
They're all like,
So the
okay.
Americans were like the only ones that kind of got screwed out of the deal.
Yeah.
They all jump into the van, and it turns out that Wade was the one behind the wheel, that she had sabotaged, took out the distributor wire, so that they
What
couldn't
is
get
it?
there. Distributor wire, you can't turn on the car.
Where did she? Oh, she
Or
was the
distributor
man
wire.
that
Yeah,
pulled up?
she was in the van that pulled up.
Oh, I thought she was in the cop car, and I got
No.
real confused because I was like, wait, was she hiding as the driver? Because she have like a police vest?
Yeah, she did have a police vest, but I don't know where she got that from, because she said the van was a rental. She's all like,
Yeah.
man, my credit's gonna take a hit.
Are you okay?
I got like a small bloody nose, but it's not really anything.
Oh my God.
Get your napkin. Hold on. Sarkis like, I'm bleeding out.
Help me!
I'm just bleeding out, guys. It's fine. Keep talking about the show. There's an extra one in case you need.
Like, got a bloody
I don't know,
nose.
just having it.
Oh
One
my
second.
god, yeah. No, we got a medical emergency right now.
Yeah, so that's what Wade had said. She's all like,
See, it's a rental.
yeah, it's a rental.
Yeah,
It's
but
not-
why-
And first, no. The real
Okay,
big question
okay.
here is immediately right after that, she's like, oh yeah, it's gonna ruin my credit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
How
why
the
are you
fuck
worried?
do you have a credit line in this universe?
She just screwed her doubles.
Oh,
credit.
credit.
that's true.
Oh, I guess it would have to be
Doubles.
her doubles
I didn't
credit.
think about that, but maybe that's. I thought she meant it as a joke, like, oh, they're really gonna
I
get
think
me.
so.
But
Obviously,
maybe
it was a
it was
joke.
her doubles that she
Sounded
was
very-
worried
Very,
about.
oh man.
She's like, oh damn, I just
Your
fucked
doubles
my
fucked.
Because
Yeah.
that's where I was like, wait, was she in the cop car? I saw the cop sweater. So I was like, wait, was she in the cop car this whole time? And how did nobody recognize that she was the one that was driving?
Yeah. So yeah, I guess she had sabotaged the actual
cop car.
She pulled the distributor wire.
Oh.
Those are the ones that connect the spark plugs from
see,
the
that was the
distributor
other
to
thing where I
to
was
the
like,
distributor.
so I thought when she said that, I thought she meant the Australians' car.
Oh no, yeah. It
I
American
was
stuff.
just really confused on this whole scene, I guess.
Because they got a call. The Americans got a call on their radio saying their pickup was going to be late because there was an issue with the car.
Oh, and so she came in as the fake.
So she came in as the fake
That's
one.
probably why she had that top sweater. Where she got it from, I have no
Yeah,
idea.
so-
though.
They take off and and
Oh, and
she
then
just
Hugh was like, oh,
yeah,
that's-
you're right. She was Quinn was already there by the
With the
statue.
He
woman.
walks
With
out.
her.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Wade opens up the portal while she's in the car.
I shot through the glass,
windshield.
apparently.
Shot through the windshield.
Yeah.
And then just drives the
Fuck.
whole thing in there.
Which
Just-
are you? If you're Quinn, are you having a heart attack right now that you might not make it home? After the
Yeah.
conversation that was just had at the season 1 finale
Exactly,
of
that's
how
why
there
it's
were
so
only
confusing.
a finite amount, and there's a whole band.
There's a
full
whole
of
band,
people.
2 extra people.
Well,
right?
yes.
2
Yeah.
extra people. You think he'd be like,
That
It's like,
van,
I'm
that
coming
it was just so
van,
weird.
that van was bigger than Remy's Cadillac.
Fucking Cadillac,
Yeah,
yes.
I don't know. I thought it was that whole. So,
Bless you.
and so
Sorry.
then she goes, oh, this is the leap of faith I talked about,
Ah,
and I'm
yes.
just
Yeah.
like, you just dragged these. You didn't even tell them that they were going into a different.
I don't even think they
world?
would have believed it though. But then not only that, you're dragging David away from his sister.
Yeah, and his sister's still in jail, no? Because she wasn't part of the.
Oh, we don't know. They never show.
Yeah, she's alright.
The only person they had was the wife in that scene.
Maybe she got out. Just maybe it was like a little slap on the wrist for like.
Yeah, I don't think
trespassing.
she's in
I
there.
don't know. I
That's it.
thought all. I don't know. I mean, I get why. Maybe she should have just left them with the truck
I don't
so
know.
that they
Well.
could get down to Mexico. But I'm like, you
Maybe.
took them out of their world
Yeah.
into like.
Well, it wouldn't be the first time.
True, but at least what's his name knew, right? Ryan.
I think she had explained it to him, but I don't think he actually knew until like he didn't
No.
believe it till he saw
She
it.
made it seem like she didn't tell him anything. It was really but I was like, I thought they didn't. They had all that trouble with the one person. They had that big dilemma with this one person, and you're putting the whole band plus 2 people, and
Yeah.
then Quinn says,
And then Quinn is
just kind of like, okay, I
he's
guess.
all like bye, and then the 2 Americans were like, they're just kind of looking at the portal like, oh, what the hell is that?
Yeah.
I'm hoping-
And then it just closes up, and then it cuts to credits, but then it shows like what they were thinking was after the credits.
It's the most like
it's
It's where-
fucking
What's her
disgusting
name?
Yeah.
I've
Mrs.
ever
Fields,
felt.
we saw her.
Mrs. Fields.
Has like a Polaroid picture of Quinn in the frame.
What an
kinda-
awful
where did the
shot
fuck
too.
did she
It
get
was a
that
bad
photo?
angle.
And then she kind of looks at it like this is mild. So like I'm
This
guessing
is
she got
your
pregnant.
this is your father.
Yeah,
Right
I took
here.
it as like
That's why
when
she took
has
that
a
photo,
picture, 'cause She's
right?
gonna be like, "This is your
Your
father."
father.
This is your daddy.
I've never felt more
But it was like an
concerned.
awful lighting. It was an awful angle. Like it was such a
Yeah.
bad picture of Quinn. But yeah, so I'm guessing they went through with it. But like, I don't know. Maybe I'm hoping. I don't know. It's just
I don't know how I should
weird.
feel about her.
I don't-
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't feel right. I didn't feel right about the ending, so I was like, I don't know how I feel this episode.
Yeah.
There were some funny parts though.
Yeah.
but-
Yeah, it was good. I liked it. It was not my favorite, but
No,
it was
yeah.
still decent. Yeah. So that was it for that episode.
Quinn might have like an interdimensional love child
Child
out
out
there.
there.
I got a baby out there.
That's not the
somewhere, but She
first.
ain't gonna get me for child support.
So I was like, I wonder. I guess.
Interdimensional court.
I know.
That's it. We got you.
But it's funny though that when they were interrogating them, and then they were like, "How did you survive the
Vitamins.
the virus?" When it's like, it's not like they're the last men on Earth. You think they
Yeah.
would have just been like,
Oh,
"Oh,
we're just naturally immune.
yeah."
Yeah,
Mm.
I hear you.
And then is this virus still going on? So what happens if they have boys?
No, I think the virus is gone because it was just something that had been.
Like now it's been.
Yeah,
like
because the
a-
only men that are left are the ones that were immune to it. So all the other ones are dead. Yeah.
But
Yep,
it was funny. It
That's
was
good.
funny, but yeah, I don't know. It was probably the first episode I felt kind of icky on.
Yeah.
Oh, just because of the whole Quinn possible love child out there.
Yeah, like Quinn being like pressured to have an interdimensional
So he could
love
get
child.
out of there.
Donate to your
If
friends,
once
don't
in
you?
Just so
misery.
he can,
Yes,
just
for
so he can
misery.
get back to his
Yeah.
friend. Ay, ay. What's the next episode?
The next episode is called Gillian of the Spirits. Jillian?
Oh.
I think it's Jillian. Jillian of the
Spirits?
Spirits. Yeah.
This is another
Oh.
spooky one. Let's see.
No, it's
pirate one?
It's interesting. It's
It's
definitely
not-
like it's very very different from like any of the other episodes that you've seen so far. So it'll be a nice little like
Oh.
change. It's interesting for sure.
Palate cleanser.
Yes, it'll make you forget about the love baby.
Sure, that's around.
The like random love child Quinn has out there. I wonder if he ever thinks about it.
There's very vivid moments
He's
later
busy, man.
on.
He's
He's
busy
all like-
sliding. I got time for no baby.
There's a child out there.
And
I
imagine
guess-
if Wade found out.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do you think he tells Wade?
Oh, it does.
I have a
I'm
secret love
guessing
child.
this episode is never brought up again ever. Right? They'll talk about the world.
I
again.
wonder if in the next episode, because I know that they're out of order, if you're not even gonna see David and his wife in the next episode.
Oh, I know. Hold on. So this, I know we wouldn't have. Huh?
No, I have the list right here.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
I just
So-
read these discs.
After Love Gods, the way it's
Oh
supposed
yes,
to be aired,
it's Into the
supposed to-
Mystic, Time Again, and World.
El
El
Cid,
Cid, Love Gods, and then the
good, the bad, and the wealthy. So I wonder
what's
if
our next one?
the next one is Jillian of the Spirits.
Oh my God, that's not even on this first disc.
It's
Oh,
air
so
date
it would have been
was-
so it would have been two. So that one
Damn, it's
actually
two
would have been
episodes
two. So this would have been episode 4, and the Jillian would have been 2, 4, 6. It would have been episode 7.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's down
Ooh.
there.
So I guess yeah.
So yeah, so we might not see David in the next episode.
Dude, I wonder
So we'll
if we see
see.
them at all. Let's see if we see them at all.
No,
in
we'll
the
see.
second
Oh,
They
season.
actually,
have to
don't
make
know.
mention of it at some point. Maybe I'll watch ahead.
They
and see
did
if
at least make
they show
mention to
anything.
Ryan, I guess, when
Yeah.
he left
Yeah.
in the middle of the night
Yeah.
after saving Quinn's life.
Yeah. Yeah, so we'll see what happens in the next episode of Jillian, even though it's out of order. It's still an interesting episode. It's kind of like a one you can kind of watch on its own, like a one-off type thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we didn't even make mention to the. So
To
we
the
got the.
Oh
comics.
yeah,
Oh, we
that's
don't have
right.
them here.
We did. I have them over there on the bar.
Oh,
But yeah, we did. We were able to get the Sliders comics. So we'll do maybe. We'll read and do like a special episode on them here and there.
maybe.
kinda spread
An
out.
audio.
probably.
That would be an audio only.
Audio.
Audio only.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't know. Well, I don't know.
Well,
Yeah, it's audio
Yeah.
only, like a story time, intermission.
Oh, you know.
oh, you
one
want to
of
like
the-
read?
I made the assumption that's what we're doing, is we're doing a story time.
No, I thought we could
Oh.
read it and then talk about just discuss it like a regular episode. Because it's basically
I was-
like they're like
I
lost.
will Xander's like, I
I'm gonna
will
voice
Wade.
Wade.
It's like
And
they're lost
what was
episodes.
the dog's
Oh.
name again?
Oh, Henry.
He's like, and Henry, get the
It's what Henry said.
As far as I know, it was in this issue.
But what was I gonna say? I forgot. Oh, that's right. One of the things one of the questions in the chat was, do you think this episode would be able to be filmed now?
Definitely.
I don't see why not.
I would. Yeah.
I don't think it does anything like that's too offensive. Like for now.
Oh, it's transgender instead.
Oh, that part I thought
Maybe.
was
That's probably the
really
only thing.
Maybe they might
Yeah.
cut out that part. No, transvestite.
It wouldn't even be
Transvestite.
transgender. It would be a cross-dressing man.
Yeah.
Well,
That's what it would be
those
now.
transvestites.
Yeah,
That's
but
how
like
they-
now it would be like if you did this episode now, it would just be cross-dressing man.
Yeah, that's true.
But
Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like they'd still be doable.
Yeah, I would say for the most part. Yeah. What's going on?
I think so.
I don't know if they would push that Mrs.
guard?
Fields,
Oh, the Mrs.
force
Fields
line.
storyline.
storyline.
that
Yeah.
I don't.
Because that does seem kind
Maybe
of
you could turn it that she is crazy.
I
You might have to turn it into like
know.
a crazy.
You could do like a little like horror episode.
That's what I'm
with
saying.
it.
Like that's the misery. It's
That's
just
true.
misery.
It's a misery.
Yeah.
That's true.
But yeah.
But I don't think it went too overboard.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
no. But yeah, that's good. All right. Until next time, everybody. We'll see you guys in the next roll.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for tuning in. Be sure to follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Sliding Through Dimensions for updates and extra content. And don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss out on new episodes dropping every other week. Until next time, see you in another dimension.